Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve. This is a channel about spiritual topics. Today, I want to talk about the energy of the number 7 as it relates to the tarot. So I'm going to be discussing all of the tarot cards which have the numerical value of 7 and how that relates to the energy of the number 7. So, firstly, a little recap of the energy of the number 7. Number 7 is all about focus, having a goal, finding a way, and generally about forwards momentum or blockages to be overcome by forwards momentum. The number 7 is a very spiritual number. It's very much associated with a religion, spiritual, philosophical studies, interest topics, the idea of a higher power and a guiding power. Because the number 7 is all about sharpening your vision on a goal. It may be a distant goal, and moving towards that goal in one manner or another, and maintaining clarity. So at the same time, this theme of number 7 about clear goals, focus, precision, and moving forwards also concerns the opposite. So we also see themes around unclarity, um, lack of a goal, lack of purpose, lack of a higher plan, and sometimes confusion and unclarity. So let me talk about how this relates to the cards of the tarot, which carry this energy. So the first card from the major arcana with the number 7 is the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about moving forwards on a subject in one way or another. So this card can also represent the idea of opposing energies, and you can see that with the white and the black. Usually they're horses, but in the Rider-Waite charity, they are sphinxes. And they symbolize the idea of opposing forces which need to be brought under control and orchestrated so that these forces are moving in one direction. And hopefully that is the direction that the driver here wants on a particular subject. So when you're receiving this card, the Chariot card, it is advising or encouraging you to keep going, to keep the wheels on the tracks, to keep your horses aligned, and iron out any inconsistencies, any lack of clarity about the way forwards, and to collect your forces and make sure that you are aligned, first of all, within yourself, aligned in terms of your own vision, goals, what you want to achieve, and then that there are no counterproductive forces pulling you in the other direction. And if there are, then take the time to iron those out, smooth them out, communicate, clarify, and make sure that everybody is humming from the same song sheets. The next card in the tarot that has the numerical value of 7 is the Tower card, which is a number 16. 6 and 1 is 7. So the Tower is obviously all about things going really wrong, about a big disruption. And it's not always a negative idea. The tarot version of the Tower can also be about big changes that create waves. Those changes can be extremely positive, but because it's a disruption of how things have been going, it's going to have a bigger impact, and maybe it's not a pleasant experience for everybody. So, related to the energy of the number seven, the tower is all about unclarity, confusion, chaos, but that there is a higher purpose to this. There is a higher goal, and to keep your sights on the big picture goal, reason why this is happening, keep your eyes on the positive outcome that's going to be achieved. And then throughout the chaos and the confusion and the collateral damage, which maybe might come out of a huge big change, especially when you are making a change to a situation, person, or process that has been running for a long time. When a big change happens, then it can affect a lot of people in different ways. So this card is all about maintaining awareness that this is a big change and that it might have been actually a necessary change to bring about a better outcome in your life. Keep your eyes on your goals, your vision, your higher purpose, and everything will be brought back into order in due time. So the Seven of um, Pentacles is a card of work, and the man in this card is looking at his harvest, and he is not entirely happy. So he's kind of, you could say, a little bit disappointed. He is thinking about how to solve some problems. Things aren't quite turning out the way he wanted. You can see some of the leaves on the vines here are brown, and that might indicate that the plants didn't grow very well. They didn't produce the harvest that was expected. He's not entirely happy with the outcome, but he is actively involved in the process of farming. And that's, of course, a metaphor for any type of business that you are involved in, whether it's a job or your own business or a side business, a side hustle, something you're trying to get off the ground. This card says, okay, things might not be going the way that you want them to be going right now, might be a bit difficult, but keep going. Keep going, maintain your vision, maintain your focus, adapt, do what is needed to improve things for the next round, and there will be a better outcome in the future. So, again, related to the number seven, it's all about maintaining that focus on your intended outcomes, holding a vision, and things might be not be going the way that you want them to, but with focus and clarity and determination, you are going to get there, so don't give up. The Seven of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot is all about defending your territory, about standing up for yourself, about having clarity around what you want, what is important to you, around your goals, around your self-worth, and fighting off forces that seek to topple you over, seek to take any of those things away from you. Seven of Wands is the card of the fighter. He is on top of his hill, he's claiming his property, and he is fighting for it. And of course, that fighting can relate to any level of experience, mentally, emotionally, physically, and it's the idea of rising above the challenge, beating the challenge, overcoming forces that are acting against you. And you again will be successful. So, related to the energy of the number seven, this is all about standing up for your prize, for your goal, claiming it, and driving forwards with that intention to succeed. And you will get there. Number seven in the suit of swords related to the Rider-Waite Tarot is a card of simultaneously deception and also getting out of a tricky situation. So the man here has collected some swords. He's leaving two behind, but you can see he's sneaking off because he's glad that he got out of a situation which could have been worse. So it may actually relate to somebody doing something duplicitous, something deceptive, something tricky. There may be a trickster around, maybe a scammer, but the overarching theme of the number seven, which is related to having a goal, having a focus, and moving forwards in any way possible to get yourself to a better situation, is evident in this card. This character is getting out of a tricky situation one way or another, and this card is encouraging you to think cleverly, um, and do what it takes to save yourself, to make sure that you are okay. Um, Not excusing any type of deceptive behavior that is ill-intended, but when it comes to being stuck in a situation that isn't good for you, you have to do what it takes to get out of that. And this card is encouraging you to keep your focus on your optimal outcome and do what it takes to get out of that. Maybe you come up with a good idea, maybe you get some good advice on how to actually solve a problem that is in your life right now, solve a problem that's right in front of your nose. Maybe there is actually a simple and effective answer to this problem that is right in front of you. And once you get through it, then you are free and you can move forwards again. The Seven of Cups card in the Rider-Waite Tarot shows a man who is assessing seven cups. Each cup is filled with something different, something very interesting. They all look a little bit magical and very intriguing. But in this card, we're shown a man who is making a choice or is quite overwhelmed by the opportunities that stand in front of him. Which ones are real? Which ones are fake? Which ones are actually not good for him? And which ones are? This card is all about making a decision from a higher level. If you are feeling overwhelmed by the array of opportunities in front of you. Maybe you don't know what you're looking at because you don't have a very clear idea of what you want. Then the outside reality is going to reflect your unclarity to you by giving you a whole heap of suggestions or opportunities that are also not actually what you want. So this card encourages you to take a step back, stop looking at the outside world for the answer, and look within yourself to gain more clarity about what it is that you really do want. And when you have that clarity and you know what that feels like, then when you go and look for it in the outside world, it's going to be much easier to discern what is and what isn't what you're actually looking for. So this is the Seven of Cups. So that was my overview of the tarot cards with the number seven, and I hope that you received some insight from this today. Thanks again for visiting my channel, and I'll be back with you soon.